Morning, I'm State Representative Steve Reick from the 63rd District in McHenry County. I'm also a member of JCAR along with Tom Demmer. The culturally responsive teaching standards were promulgated by the Diverse and Learner Ready Teacher Program, which you can learn more about on the ISB website. The stated goal of the program is to increase the number of minority teachers in Illinois schools by the year 2025 and the number of minority teacher candidates by 2023. These are goals which I have no problem with, but the CRTL standards go much further. The current Illinois professional teaching standards already state in its very first section, the competent teacher understands the diverse characteristics and abilities of each student and how individuals develop and learn within the context of their social, economic, cultural, linguistic, and academic experiences. The teacher uses these experiences to create instructional opportunities that maximize student learning. The CRTL standards go far beyond what's already public policy by inserting a politically motivated pedagogy into the training programs for new teachers and the professional development requirements of existing teachers, forcing them to, among other things, meet additional politically charged standards to become a teacher in Illinois, thus potentially making the statewide teacher shortage even worse. Embrace and encourage certain political viewpoints and perspectives, not focus on educating and helping our students grow academically, and incorporate those same political viewpoints and perspectives into the curriculum and text selections. ISB will tell you that the standards are not being integrated into the PK through 12 curriculum or the PK through 12 schools. They'll further say that current teachers are not being evaluated on methods used to relate to the new standards. Not yet. In many ways, that's worse because teachers instructed in the new standards will assume that they may curate curriculum in ways, as was recently reported from Cupertino, California, where a teacher forced third graders to deconstruct their personal characteristics and then rank themselves according to their power and privilege. Third graders. This is not what education is about. In short, these new standards would require teachers to incorporate highly sensitive and politically charged topics into the classroom curriculum, elevating social activism over the mastery of basic skills. I've heard from both my constituents and residents outside my district, many of them teachers, from all corners of this state who are asking me, as a committee member on JCAR, to vote to reject this controversial rule when it's debated on February 16th. Illinois is experiencing a massive teacher shortage, and amid the ongoing challenge of educating students throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, the state board wants to place even more burdens on our teachers. Through these rules, ISB is requiring that teachers go above and beyond what's required of them to a level that may violate their constitutional rights. After a year of social unrest and political unease, is injecting social activism into our public schools the direction we want to take? Will this alleviate our teacher shortage? Will it improve student outcomes? Let's be clear. This rule is not an improvement to education. It's an attempt to interject politics into the classroom. The standards that ISB wants to impose are beyond misguided. Requiring certain political viewpoints in our school systems is simply unacceptable, and ISB has no business mandating them on educators statewide. We should be concerned with educating our next generation, not indoctrinating them with political beliefs imposed by unaccountable bureaucrats. I pointed out in my comments the fact that the Illinois professional teaching standards already take that into account. So we're not telling teachers to not do the kinds of things that the professional standards tell them to do. What we're objecting to is the expansion of the type of inquiries and lesson plans through lesson plans that teachers will make, can make under these new standards. That's the distinction. If you read from the standards themselves, which I will do, It says, among other things, Section A of 24.50 says the culturally responsive teacher and leader will understand the value of the notion that multiple lived experiences exist, that there is not one correct way of doing or understanding something, and that what is seen as correct is most often based on lived experiences, and assess the biases and perceptions will affect their teaching practice and how they access tools to mitigate their own behavior: racism, sexism, homophobia, unearned privilege, Eurocentrism, etc. Culturally responsive teachers will know and understand how current curriculum and approaches to teaching impact students who are not part of the dominant culture. These are just several examples of what is in the standards themselves, and I do believe that that moves us further down the road toward political rather than pedagogical enhancement.